Welcome to the Healthcast, where we explore the intersection of healthcare, technology, and business innovation. I'm Phil Zappone, family nurse practitioner and founder of NXAI Growth Consultancy. We help healthcare companies grow with AI and automation. On this show, I speak with founders, clinicians, and innovators who are building the future of healthcare. Today's guests are innovators at the crossroads of healthcare, bioenergetics, and alternative medicine. Their work with Code Health focuses on innovative therapeutic products, committed to providing non-toxic, drug-free alternatives to over-the-counter and prescription medicines that are safe for people and animals of all ages. Welcome, Lisa and Wendy. Welcome to the Healthcast.
Thank you for having us.
Let's dive right into it. Tell us a little bit about individually your career backgrounds and then diving into the development of your company.
Well, I've been a hairstylist for 30 years, and parallel to that journey, I've gone through my formal education up to a PhD in natural medicine. Wendy walked into my salon one day, and that's how we met. Her neighbor referred her to me. Then the pandemic happened, and I got very sick with COVID. And my father happened to be the neighbor to a biologist who developed a process called resonant molecular signaling. My father overnighted me his non-toxic, drug-free formula, and it literally saved my life. Wendy watched me as I went through that, and she too had her own experience with the product. About a year later, I went up to visit my father, and I asked him to bring me by to see the biologist. And I said, "Why doesn't everybody have this, and how can I help you bring it to the world?" At the time, we thought he only had one formula. When I spoke to his business partners, I brought Wendy into the conversation. She saw the value and the vision, and she had her own experience. Once we started getting into it, we realized he had over 200 patents, and then we had to decide which ones we wanted to bring to the world.
So, Wendy, you were a client at Lisa's shop, and in terms of your business background, did it just stem from being ill, or was this always a passion of yours?
It's been a passion of mine for years. I started studying energy medicine in about 2007, 2008. I've done different modalities, everything from being initiated as a shaman to Reiki, to multidimensional mind, astral travel, and pranic healing, and Kundalini yoga. And I created my own energy healing modality, which is what I wrote my dissertation on. Divine had a different plan, and so I switched gears, and now we have Code Health, and that's the primary focus. But my main studies really have been the nature of the mind and consciousness.
Pretty diverse training and diverse background.
And she has an amazing background, and besides becoming amazing friends with each other, I've also, over the last 6 years, watched Lisa and her journey, and like she said, her parallel lives, essentially, doing both things that she's so passionate about. But the one thing that always stood out to me when I met Lisa was how holistic she was, how spiritual she was. And these were things that I thought I was holistic. But when I really looked at my life and learned more about what it meant and the intention of what we put on and in our bodies, I realized as healthy of an individual as I thought that I was, there were so many things that I was using only because I didn't know any better, or it was things that I was just brought up with, like everyone else, that I realized this is a much bigger mission than just Code Health. Here we actually have what we call a revolutionary line of bioenergetic therapeutics. Now that's a very big word, but really when you boil it down to it, it's energy medicine. And just as everything in this world has progressed, we've gone from landlines to smartphones, from paper maps to GPS. Well, medicine too has evolved, and we've gone from chemistry to frequency medicine, to information medicine. And now what Lisa and I even talk about is conscious medicine. My point being is that we are bringing a new paradigm to the world and explaining to people that it goes beyond what we are all used to seeing and using. Those chemical drugs, the medicine, the pharmaceuticals, the over-the-counter medication. And what we created together was a non-toxic, drug-free alternative to these over-the-counter and prescription medications. So it's really been an unbelievable journey. And I think, Phil, now is the time when people are really opening their minds up to, and they're being more awakened and aware of these alternatives. So we're very excited to be talking about it and bringing it to the world.
Let me share some thoughts with you. So I heard a quote this year that I'm still kind of unpacking and applying and digesting, was that our diet isn't simply what you put in your mouth, but everything you expose yourself to. So whether that's products, lotions, or aftershave for myself, commercials, the music I might have used to listen to when I'd exercise to try to get myself motivated, everything that you expose yourself is that larger word for a diet. And then second, in the clinical setting, I really like what you guys are describing. I'm hearing this quote in my head that many paths to the same mountaintop in terms of pharmaceuticals versus what you offer. And I think we've all felt some frustration with healthcare, health insurance. But the takeaway and the positive that I feel from you guys and what I'm just realizing lately is that my patients are looking for alternatives. They're receptive. They're frustrated. And so that frustration is creating kind of an open door to, well, what about this? Or how else can we look at this? Like, we have this fatigue, but how else can we approach it? And I'm thinking these are some things that you guys can offer and attend to.
Yeah, I mean, what we call our products are the modern medicine cabinet. And like you said in the beginning, in the introduction, they are a non-toxic, drug-free alternative to many of the things people already keep on hand. So, for example, all of these chemical-based drugs or over-the-counter medications and even many supplements, they have all these different ingredients. And people hear, oh, this is good for me. And then they take it, but it's actually not good for them. Or they combine it with something and then there's unwanted side effects. Or in most cases, with most prescription medication, you get a whole page of side effects and possible death may occur. And you have to make a choice. Are you going to take this or not? And the point is, we're forcing a chemical reaction and you're suppressing symptoms. What we do is a little bit different because we're signaling your cells. We're working with the body's innate intelligence. We're not forcing a chemical reaction. We're using resonance, and we're sending the cells information to restore balance. And that comes from whatever the formula is based on. So, for example, if you have allergies, we have a formula for allergies. It's called React. It's fantastic. And the beauty of it is there are no side effects. And many people have dogs or pets that have allergies. And it's really nice to have something that is one simple ingredient, saline solution, that has been structured with very specific bioenergy patterns that are designed to restore balance. So there are no side effects. There are no contraindications. It's safe for people and animals of all ages. And the same one drop works for all because it's not based on size or weight. It's based on information. You're sending your cells this specific information to restore balance. So if you have a cold and flu, we have formulas for that. If you have a headache, we have a formula for that. The best and probably my favorite formula is our stress relief formula, because so many people are suffering from chronic stress. It's become the new norm, really. It's not acceptable. And it takes all the tools nowadays, with all the toxins, with all the traumas, with all the emotional triggers, with the way the world is right now. We are a collective consciousness. And whether we realize it or not, we feel everything that's going on in the world. We feel it. It's our environment. We live on this planet. And so we have to find a way to manage the autonomic nervous system beyond meditation. Meditation is great, but I find by noon my meditation wore off. So I keep calm on my desk. Because it's a game changer. And when you balance the stress in the body, seemingly unrelated issues naturally dissolve, because stress is one of the leading causes of dis-ease. Yeah. So we're just tuning the signal to reach the balance.
This is amazing. I want to take one sentence because I want to dive into the products and what you ladies do, what you treat. But just one sentence. So a pandemic area, ladies were connected, were ill, like a lot of us, and then found this therapy that was amazing. Is it Dr. John Stapleton? Did I get
Dr. John McMichael.
Pardon me, McMichael. Found some amazing patents, things that resonated with you. How did that evolve? How did you develop a business from there? What were the steps? How'd it go? And how?
The first thing that I just want to backtrack for a second that's really important is that when Lisa got ill, she was really one of those individuals that should have been sent to the hospital. And here you had a very healthy, holistic person that was suffering. So it wasn't even an individual that had other things that could possibly trigger the COVID virus to wreak havoc on their body. When I saw what the simplicity of the drops did in such a short period of time.
Specifically her recovery.
2 days after she started taking just the protocol, which are simply the drops under the tongue, and at this point, this was just Dr. McMichael's molecular formulas that came in a tincture. And this tincture was handwritten on with a recipe card, and he was giving it to hundreds of people. His company was also in the midst of a clinical study, an FDA clinical study with this antiviral formula. It's very important for your audience to understand that it wasn't something that this doctor just whipped up. This is an antiviral formula that has 40 years of research, clinical studies showing the efficacy for things like herpes, HPV, and other viruses. And so he knew that the COVID virus was in fact that. It was a virus. And the concept behind his antiviral formula was that it stopped the replication of the viral load. So it's a very specific protocol. And to speed the story up, when my husband and I got ill with COVID, we did not get it as bad as Lisa did, but she had extra drops. She wanted to save some very specifically for her 90-plus-year-old grandparents. So she said, I'll give you guys the drops, but I only have enough for one of you. So my husband said, take it. Well, guess what, Phil? I took it and he didn't. And guess what happened? I got better and he didn't. And it showed to me that whatever is in these tinctures works. And it speeds up the duration of the virus and of healing. And that is the entire concept of all of Dr. McMichael's formulas. It does it in a natural way that works with the body's innate wisdom to heal itself with specific cellular signaling. We can talk about it in a technical fashion, but the simplicity is that you're putting something that your body already recognizes into your body. And those are three things. One, we've chosen to use medical grade saline solution, which is salt water. It's the simplest form of an electrolyte that your body recognizes. And secondly, we are reintroducing signals into your system through energy. And we are all energetic beings. So we're simply putting energy and salt water back into your body to balance whatever is out of balance. So Lisa used a great example of the allergy formula. When you have a heightened reaction to whatever it is, it could be chemical, seasonal allergies, it could be food, your body is protecting itself and it's providing the body with a histamine response. So instead of using things like Benadryl, Claritin, Zyrtec, antihistamines that are suppressing the system and using a chemical force, right? You are actually putting your body back in balance in a very simple way through information and cellular signaling. And that is the difference.
The signals remind the cells of what they already know how to do. But somewhere things got out of balance because everything in the system, your entire body functions as a whole. When one thing goes out of balance, you're pulling energy from someplace else to try to restore that balance. And before you know it, you're all out of balance and you have a bunch of symptoms. And they may come from one thing, but you're treating each symptom with a different medication. And then you're treating the side effects with another medication. So it's like before you know it, you've got a handful of medications. You feel like crap. You don't feel better. You don't know what happened to what. And this is just so simple. Now, we're not dissing pharmaceuticals. Medicine is what you need when you have an emergency. But our approach is teaching people to be proactive, to learn to tune into your body, become aware of what's going on in your body, and look for non-toxic ways to support balance before it's too late. And I'll use a great example with our antiviral formula. If you feel a virus coming on and you start the protocol right away, 90% of the people are feeling better by the end of the second day. The second day, they are still able to work, still able to function. They're not real stuffy. By the third day, they're like, well, I feel better. That's what we see over and over with the antiviral formula. How much does a sick day out of work cost you? And when you start the protocol right at the sign of the first symptom to restore balance, to decrease the viral load. So when you get to a virus at the first sign of the symptom and you stop that virus from replicating, you get better so much faster.
I'm hearing there's both this simplicity and complexity to it, like a lot of subjects. I also heard empowering patients. That's a word I try to use in the clinical setting. I use the word multifactorial, but I think a lot of ailments, whether it's pain or disease processes, are multifactorial in nature. I tell patients we often try to look for the splinter solution, like take the splinter out, all better, but more often than not, it's a combination of factors, maybe environment, maybe age, maybe what you're exposing yourself to. I keep thinking two things that resonated with me were You said the word resonance early on, and that was powerful. And then I used the term behavior modification, and it's almost like you're saying, and tell me if this is accurate, like trying to get cells to, like the term behavior modification, but modifying or jumpstarting what they're doing to like a reset to some degree.
Absolutely. One of the things that Dr. McMichael told us in the beginning is that each of our formulas up or down regulate gene expression. So we know that it is signaling the cells through energy, and then that resonance is what's restoring the balance. It's aligning with the body's innate intelligence, reminding the cells what they're supposed to do. They already know how to do it, but something got out of balance, whether it's this factor or that factor, usually it's something in the environment, and then it restores that signal so that the communication is clear. I like to use the example of your cell phone. When you're on your cell phone and all of a sudden the signal is disrupted or distorted, you don't throw out your phone and go buy a new one. You look for a better signal. And when the signal is clear, the system self-corrects. The body works in the same way. When that signal is clear, the body is able to recalibrate and correct itself, thereby restoring balance. And that's really the simplicity of it.
Do you, with your products, use the word homeostasis?
Ways.
But it's a big word. We try to
I try to keep things
simplify it.
simple. I guess what I mean is your products are aligning with and creating balance. I'm not trying to throw out these fancy words. That's what
Dr.
we're
Milk, he says, all of my formulas are based in the laws of homex.
Yeah,
It's
you
about
got it.
restoring homeostasis to the body. And we just simplify it and say balance because that's what homeostasis means.
Let's talk about maybe some of your bigger products or things that might be most beneficial to I don't know, average folks. Allergies, fatigue, back pain. Talk about some of the things that you offer.
Yeah. We have a sleep formula that helps people fall asleep faster. It's incredible. It is one of our top sellers. And together with our Healthy Mind formula, which we call Calm, that makes our Healthy Mind duo. So you get your Calm on during the day, you take a drop under your tongue. That's how it's given. If you're giving it to an animal, it can be on a treat or in their food, but you just take one drop under the tongue. Additional drops can be taken as needed, but the Healthy Mind formula is really designed to balance the autonomic nervous system. Yeah. So you would decrease your stress during the day, and then you would take Dream at night to help you fall asleep faster. And together, they're a very powerful duo. We have a product called Protect. It evokes an interferon response in the body. So really all that's doing is activating your immune system to fend off any unseen pathogens that are floating around in the air. So it's great for travel. It's great if you're going to school and you're going to be in large groups or crowds. We take it. It's twice a day. That's all. You never really need more than 2 drops a day. It's AM and PM on that one. And each of the products come with little product cards that tell you exactly how to take everything so that you don't get confused. Because it's energized saline solution, you can't overdose on it. You really can't mess it up. Our antiviral formula is the only one with a very specific protocol, and it must be followed explicitly because virus is serious. If you want serious results with a non-toxic solution, then you have to follow the instructions, and we recommend setting your timer and being that diligent about it. Because if you're serious about getting better, you'll do the protocol and do what it takes, and you'll be better very quickly. We have a pulmonary formula. It's great for things like COPD, bronchitis, asthma, especially exercise-induced asthma, and also mucus. The pulmonary formula works synergistically as our cold and flu duo. You stop the virus from replicating, and then you use the pulmonary formula to help you breathe better and to clear the mucus. Our daily formula is called Balance. That is a foundational formula. For any animal over the age of 7, they should take 2 drops of Balance a day. It really helps with aging. It helps the body heal itself faster, and it seems to enhance the efficacy of the other formulas. So especially Balance and Calm, because you're helping your body heal and you're reducing the stress that probably led to contributing factor to the problem to begin with. Those 2 have helped people with digestive issues. So that's why we say seemingly unrelated issues naturally dissolve when you take Calm and decrease stress, especially when you use it with Balance as a foundational daily formula. Any adult over 25 should be taking 2 drops of Balance a day. Anyone with chronic conditions should be taking 2 drops a day. It's 1 drop AM and 1 drop PM. So even our 15 milliliter size bottle is a 5-month supply. It's really economical. We also have a metabolic formula called Slim, and it supports healthy eating habits, and it really controls cravings for sugary, starchy, fatty foods. So for anyone looking to control their appetite, anyone prepping for a colonoscopy and they have to fast, it's a drop of salt water, so it's perfect, and it's a very supportive product. Yeah. And then we also have our pain and inflammation formula. Chronic pain is a thing of its own. And
It becomes complex.
We know our limitations, and chronic pain is a beast. However, we do know that our relief formula works exceptionally well for headaches and migraines and PMS. And again, when you combine relief with calm, it helps to take the edge off if you have nerve pain.
Sure.
So those are the main things we suggest relief for. And Recover is our performance product. It's for muscles and joints, so great for athletes. It was actually made for the Kentucky Derby racehorses back in the 80s. It went through all the clinical trials to be approved by the racing board. It was approved. They were injected with this formula to help with muscle recovery after strenuous exercise.
This is what I wanted to ask you about this specifically. Say the product name again.
Recover.
Got it. I'll have to check it out more.
It's great. It's one of those products that's kind of a sleeper because it's not really an instant gratification product. Like Calm, you take a drop of Calm and you feel your stress come down. You realize there's a shift. You can see it in people's face. If people are nervous and jerky, take a drop of Calm, they settle right in and they feel more grounded and clear and focused and present. Recover, you take a drop and you work out, and then you take another drop after you work out, or you take it in the morning and you take it in the evening, however you want to take it. You don't really notice anything. It's so subtle. But when you stop taking it, that's when you really notice. So that's why I like to say it's a sleeper.
I'm going to check it out. I really enjoy learning about Code Health. I think the work that you ladies are doing is amazing. And I'm hearing a lot of passion and sincerity in your story. First one, does Code Health have a specific mission or mission statement?
We have a bigger mission than just bringing these products to the world. Our mission is to empower people to understand the importance of what they put on and in their bodies. Phil, you said when you were working out, you now understand that heavy metal music that you were listening to may not be the best music to listen to, specifically because of the frequencies coming off of that specific type of music. Frequencies are a very big part of our world today, and they're beyond just the frequencies of music. Everything has frequency. The way that we speak, the way that we approach things,
even our thoughts
have frequencies. Music has frequencies, and the biggest frequency that surrounds us is the frequency of 5G and Wi-Fi and everything that we use in the palm of our hands. You can do everything under the sun and be eating clean and nutritiously, but if you are not also regulating things like frequencies that are the unseen forces that we are being exposed to, then it's negating everything else. So we talk about the importance of everything that surrounds us, everything that we put on our body, and everything that we actually put in our body.
Tell us about your purpose as an individual and how that overlaps to your work.
My purpose has always been to help people heal. My specialty is energy medicine and consciousness, understanding on a very deeper level energy behind the scenes that either disrupt our healing or support our healing. That's been my purpose. It comes from my trips to India, studying at a spiritual school, studying psychology. My master's was in psychology. My PhD was in natural medicine. The natural medicine aspect really helped bring things together from a quantum physics aspect, because it's a growing field of science and there's spooky things that we just don't understand. It's really time that our technology catches up so we have ways to measure these things, because bridging science and spirituality, all science is doing now is proving what the ancients already knew. So it's something that I've really been passionate about my whole life, and get to do it with Code.
How about you, Wendy?
For me, my purpose stems off of something that embodies who I am. Lisa has dubbed me as the social engineer, and my superpower is being a true communicator and a community builder and bringing people together. We use the catchphrase, one drop at a time, and that's what we're doing. One drop at a time, we are bringing Code and our mission to one person at a time. As soon as one person has the experience of taking that drop and seeing the transformations it has in such a simple way, that person will then tell the next person and tell the next person, talking about it in a way that people can really understand it. So it's not overwhelming or confusing, and honing in on the simplicity of it. Why not? why not try it? Lisa and I always say we've all put worse things in our mouth.
Yeah,
right?
That's funny. You said that last time we spoke. That's pretty.
And why not? That really is what every day when I get up and I wake up in the morning, it gets me going. Able to do this, to even have the opportunity to come on a podcast like yours, sharing it with your community. It's an honor. So thank you so much for having us.
Of course. I'm hearing connecting with others and improving the health of others.
100%.
Yeah.
What's the future look like for Code Health? What are some of your aspirations? Where do you guys see yourself in the next 3 to 5 years?
Well, I'll let Wendy answer it from the business perspective, but for me, I think brand awareness is the most important thing. Creating community where people can learn more about the product, share their journey, share how they use the product, educating people on these things. I also see coming out with more formulas. I have a list of future formulas that we would like to have. And so we're working on that. Oh, there's one I'm really laser focused on, but we don't have it yet. When we get it, it'll be a game changer. I'm looking forward to that.
Look forward to learning more.
The one thing that we see as a very big vision is Code just becomes a household name, and that people, when you go into a retail store, it's sitting right on the shelf, on every shelf with everything. About 2 years ago, I was in the airport when we really started promoting the product, and I didn't even realize you go into an airport and in every little kiosk there are shelves of every possible over-the-counter medication right there for everybody, and every single one of them has side effects. And so wouldn't that be great if people knew that there was this alternative that they can just take, and it's safe and non-toxic and drug-free and convenient. So that's our bigger mission, to make it a household name and internationally. So we're very excited.
To normalize it. This is going to be the new norm. People are going to become more proactive. They are going to care about their health. They want to live longer. They're going to heal, whether it's mentally, emotionally, physically, or spiritually. That is the evolution of humanity. The more people that take personal responsibility for what they put on and in their body, the more we get to that goal of creating a better, healthier, happier planet.
Amen.
Phil, one more thing. We always say Albert Einstein said the future medicine would be the medicine of frequencies. And that future.
Wow.
And
no,
that
I didn't know that.
Now.
That's great.
That's right.
Cool.
Go ahead, Lisa.
Yeah, we say, yes, Albert Einstein was right, and here we are. But the next evolution is consciousness, because frequency is just how consciousness moves through matter. And the moment we realize that, we don't just heal our body, we evolve what it means to be human.
That's powerful. Yeah. I want to pause there, but it's something for all of us to reflect on. Say it one more time, Lisa, about frequency and
right. The next evolution of medicine is consciousness, because frequency is how consciousness moves through matter. The moment you remember that, you heal your body, you evolve what it means to be human.
Before we jumped on, you ladies were sharing some cool things that you have coming out in the near future. I mentioned possibly a book. Is that what I heard? A book is coming out?
It's called The Code. Water remembers, energy heals, and information transforms. So it's really about all the codes of life, and included are a scientific perspective, giving credit to all the pioneers that have been bringing the science behind the bridge between the science and the spirituality, giving the pioneers that came before us credit for the work that we've done and being able to evolve on it in a modern way. So there's a lot about sound and light and consciousness, even entrepreneurship. There's relationship code. There's all these there's something like 33 chapters or something, and each one is a code, or it expands upon the scientific understanding of how we got to where we are.
Will you let us know when it's ready?
Absolutely.
I'd like to check it out. You had mentioned something about a film.
We are honored to be in several documentaries. We are cast members of an incredible documentary that is being premiered at the Cannes Film Festival in France in May. It is called She Healed, or Shield, and it is by the Lolly Entertainment Group. It is a documentary specifically on women's health optimization. And we are in another film that has already been circulating called Your Second 50, and that is by the director Laurent Goldstein. The third is Energy
Master Your Energy.
Master Your Energy. His name is Harry Massey. He calls himself the
Father, bioenergetic. He's a pioneer as well. He's been doing this for over 20 years. I mean, he knew about bioenergetics before, well, a lot of people, not everybody, but he was really instrumental in bringing this type of, and he brought it to holistic health practitioners. So what we do is very synergistic to what he does. He does it in a little bit different with different ingredients and different technology.
That we were chosen out of more than 20 companies to be part of Bloomberg's World's Greatest TV. So we are being filmed for that as well. We have a lot of exciting things that will take code to audiences all over the country and the world.
And there's a couple more documentaries that we've been invited to be in as well. We're still securing the details, so we'll let you know more when they come out.
Where can our audience go to learn more about Code Health, purchase your products, and learn about events and films that you have in store?
Our website is www.codehealth.com. We're on social media at Code Health Shop, and we're always available, easy to contact. It's just the two of us. If you send us an email, one of us will respond. So if you have any questions, email us at info@codehealth. We do our everybody we can.
I was joking with a guest earlier in the week, and we were talking about the kind of place and where AI fits in and stuff. And he was that you get either a phone call or email back from a human being. And I was like, that's what you're saying.
Always. Yeah. It's all about going back to the basics. One of the things that we've really come away from is just interaction, communication, talking to a person, looking at a person. And we really want to bring that into part of what we are bringing to the world as well.
Connection. Andy's a master at it.
Thank you so much, ladies, for coming on the Healthcast. It was a pleasure to learn about Code Health and the work that you're doing. I'm super impressed and wish you the best of luck in the coming year.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you so much.
Of course. Stay tuned for another episode of the Healthcast. Thanks for listening to the Healthcast. If you enjoyed this episode, please like, follow, and subscribe. And share it with someone in healthcare or digital health. And if you're a healthcare leader focused on scaling your business or improving operations, I'm always open to connecting. You can find me on LinkedIn. There's a link in the show notes. Thanks so much.